You're listening to the Hope Not Nope podcast
with Doc Dylan
and Brandy.
We empower high performers with a 3-part strategy of hope,
Self-agency, goals, and proven frameworks,
so that you can reach your potential
and the highest quality of life. How's it going, everyone? Thanks for tuning into this episode of the Hope Not Nope podcast. Our question this week is from a listener named Braden. And Braden says, I feel like I have such a winning attitude, but I am surrounded by people who are more chill or go with the flow. What can I do to motivate them to be more of a winner? I just want to say, relatable.
All I do is win, win, win.
Yeah, we like winning too.
Winning matters.
Winning matters.
But what matters is how you're winning.
Yeah.
So that's where I would start is St. Paul tells us to not run the race aimlessly. Mm-hmm. And what do you define as winning? Because if you're a quote unquote winner, and let's say that's defined by bringing home awards and being featured in magazines and newspapers, but you kind of stink as a human being.
Yeah.
Like why do they want to take part in that, right? Like they might be seeing it in like, yeah, cool trophy, but you're like super disrespectful and like you treat people like crap. So like, why do I want to have your quote unquote winning attitude?
Right. Yeah.
When it might make me actually less of a performer as a human, right? To like chase worldly accolades. And that's just kind of one aspect of it that I always ask people, like, what is winning?
Yeah.
To you? Like, yeah, there's a scoreboard. Yes, there's a podium. Yes, there's a declared like winner, but you know, who are you in that process?
Yeah.
And what are you doing it for? And is it serving something greater than yourself?
Right. Well, I'm really thankful that you started with that perspective and that thought and that question, because I think I just automatically go to winning is like in life as a whole. Like I already have the answer to that question. And so when I read this question from Braden, I was just like, I didn't even think of like just competition. I just thought of life as a whole. Like I want to win in life. But I appreciate that you started with this question and perspective and reflective opportunity for our listeners, because I think I already kind of have that answer in my head, but I recognize now that maybe not everyone did, but now they could based off of your leadership and your response.
Yes. Yes. Winning.
Crushing it.
So yeah, Brayden, you got to start with what does winning mean? If it is those things that we've talked about, that you want to be the best version of yourself, and in doing so, you do want to go win awards and trophies and stuff, like that's cool. Like heck yeah, like we got a ton of trophies downstairs in our gym. Like yeah, like go do that, but become a good person. Like sports should help you bring out better character. A career should help you develop better character. Like all these things are about character development, and you know, learning from a very, very high ranked professional within the Marines. Their whole thing is that if you come into the Marines, when you retire and you return back to civilian life, our goal is that you have become better.
Yeah.
And that, and I'm like, that's awesome. And that's really what it should be across the board for anything that you're doing. That winning is defined as character development, and for us as Christians, and serving the Lord's will that he has for your life.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's what's the most important. Now, if you're doing that and you're achieving these things, but you just want the best for other people, I get that. I get that frustration, because you're like, hey guys, there's like a quote unquote like better way that we can do this. There's a better way that we can go about this. And it's so fulfilling and exciting, difficult, challenging, but worth it. And I want that for you. Do you want that for yourself? And that's where the big challenge is. And I feel like maybe where this question is coming from.
That's the tone I read it in, at least.
Yeah, because we know that environment, stated by James Clear in Atomic Habits, environment's the invisible hand that shapes human behavior. And it can be tricky when you're the one who's quote unquote winning, but the environment is so much different than that. And you have to continue to fight to stay disciplined and all that. But like you have to keep winning and develop character. And then people might want that. It's like when you have joy, people want to know where's your joy from?
Yeah.
And you better have that answer ready, right? St. Peter tells us you better have that answer ready when
Yeah.
people ask, where's your joy?
Yeah.
Like, why do you have hope? Or where does that hope come from? And so you got to lead by example. And the best character development is, are you going to keep doing the things that need to be done to achieve what you want to achieve when nobody's looking, when nobody's awarding you, and when it seems like the environment doesn't have your back? You know, in the NBA, Shea just won the MVP for the second year in a row.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, part of his story is this winning attitude when people weren't paying attention to him, when
Mm-hmm.
people weren't there at the gym, when people discounted him or discredited him, he stayed boringly consistent.
Yeah.
And now look at what he's able to do. And that winning attitude was partly like, I need to do this because this is what I'm being called to do.
Mm-hmm.
And other people may not get it, but the ones that do are going to want to come along with me on this.
Yeah, I think when it comes to a winner, first you need to make sure that like you're staying consistent, like you're
Hmm.
saying. But what do you think of the other part of the question of like, well, how do I get other people to like join me,
Hmm.
essentially? I feel like is what Brayden is asking, and I'm excited to hear your answer because I feel like that's something that I think about.
Yeah.
And when I reflect on my career,
Hmm.
there was a lot of times where there were people who I was working with that they weren't looking at it as a job necessarily, and I think that that prevented them to like wanting to win. And
Yeah.
there's just been so many times in my life that I've wanted to like bulldoze over people because they're like in my way.
Yeah.
But I know that the answer is to help them towards winning versus like bulldozing them over, which I learned in time. I was young, you know, at the start of my career. So
Yeah.
I had to learn that, but I'm excited to hear your perspective of like, well, how do you get people to like hop on the train with you and change their perspective and their drive to win? And I also want to add too that like I like to believe that everybody in the world is just like doing their best.
Hmm.
But then when someone doesn't have a winning attitude, I'm like, are you even trying to do your best right now? But then I also like to believe that everybody is and all the things. So I'm excited to hear your perspective on that.
Yeah. First and foremost, you have to do it.
Yeah.
You have to lead. And I'm sure I've shared this story multiple times on the podcast, but I will never, ever, ever get sick of sharing it.
Share it up.
Of working with an individual who wanted his kids to be healthier, but
Hmm.
also realized that he didn't quite have the healthiest habits. And he knew that it wasn't going to be effective for him to lecture. And every parent's like, oh, yeah. But
Hmm.
to lecture his kids on healthy habits until he developed them and showed them. And he did. And it took a bit, but he put a good couple of years of hard work in and then ran one of the most challenging races in the local area. And after that, his kids came up to him and said, Dad, I want to start running with you.
Hmm.
I want to start doing that. Now, mind you, he wanted this to happen like a year to 2 years prior,
Mm.
but he had to develop himself, his character, his habits to show it and to show the benefit. Because in that process, I'm sure that doing positive things, he became more positive
Yeah.
in the household with daily things of being able to persevere joyfully, being able to adapt to stressors, being able to, better yourself, which seems selfish, but in bettering yourself, you're able to better all the individuals around you. That it took time and it took patience, but the most effective strategy was he did it
Yeah.
and he did it well.
It's almost the opposite of do as I say, not as I do. Like
Yeah,
he was like, I don't believe that. I'm gonna do it, and then you can hopefully do it as well.
100%. So you have to do it.
Hmm.
It allows people to believe that it can happen.
Yeah, I believe it's possible.
And I think as Kobe said, and I think I quoted it in the book, that there's power in learning other people's journeys to understand yours.
Hmm.
and going out and showing that it can be done, it gives those people that glimpse of hope that it can be done. So one, you got to go and do it. Two, you have to start after you are doing it and have done it, you have to start recognizing, well, what are the barriers to the people that you want to come alongside you? Like, what are the barriers for them? What are the nopes that they've been delivered in their life that makes them believe that this is just like far-fetched, that this is false hope, that it's an empty dream, that I'm going to put all of this work in and I'm going to land on my face and it doesn't matter.
Mm.
Like, why do I want to do all that effort to do that? I'm good here. And I've said it before, and there is, I think, like there are some people in this world that they just want to chill.
Hmm.
And whether that's a positive or negative thing, it's not up to us to judge. But
Yeah.
there's the people that are like highly driven and want to go do things, and there's people that's not. And it's not fair for us to judge because what have they faced in their life that has changed their mentality to I'm just trying to get by.
Hmm.
Like I don't care about quote unquote winning. I just care about getting to tomorrow.
Yeah.
And do they have a base of psychological safety to operate from that allows them to go, yeah, like I have the necessary resources and a relationship with the source to be able to go do this thing
Hmm.
with you.
Yeah. The other thing I wanted to say, I didn't want to interrupt you, but I also just want to throw in the perspective that some people, their goal is to chill, and to them, that is winning.
Hmm.
And I think for someone who is a high performer and very driven with like high level goals and stuff like that, it's easy to look at chilling, no offense, but is as the language of just getting by, which
Hmm.
is like what you said, which I think that is the case a lot of the times. But I do think that there are other times where chilling is winning
Hmm.
for them. And what maybe I would perceive as like lazy or not motivated or whatever is actually like they just genuinely love to go with the flow and
Yeah.
experience life how it is, and to them like that is a big win for the day if they're able to do that. um I personally really struggle with that type of personality, but I do want to recognize that like that could be winning for someone.
Right. Yeah. And who knows their experiences in their past that maybe they had a high level job and are super burnt out and
Yeah.
everything was super structured and rigid that they're in this season that they're just like, I'm just trying to like recoup a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I did the corporate ladder thing, cool, like was super burnt out, didn't like who I was becoming.
Yeah.
And now I'm like doing the opposite. And they're gonna fall back in the middle
Hmm.
at some point, which is like to me where performance, high performance long term lives
Yeah.
is when we talked about it before, but you have a little bit of structure, but have some flexibility
Hmm.
within it.
Yeah, or they're empty nesters and they're like, "Hey, I'm gonna go move to Florida and live on the beach because
Yeah,
like I've put in work for the past 55, 60 years raising 8 children, and
right,
it's time to chill on the beach." Like
right.
I respect it, you
Yeah.
know?
Which gets to the third point of understanding the season that these people are in.
Yes,
What
yeah.
season in life are they in? And again, what are their goals? So one, you got to lead the way. Two, what barriers are there from the past? And then three, presently, what season are they in? Like, is it aligned with what you want? Like, you might be, 20, like, let's go, 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 go.
Yeah.
And they might be 60 and like, no, I've done that.
Hmm.
I've done the go, 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 go. Like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Like, the best thing for me right now is to love on my kids and my grandkids.
Hmm.
And this is how I get to do that. And it might look a little different, but it's also that understanding as a leader that wants these people to win of like what season are they in? What are their desires? And yeah, the last thing I would say too is like, all right, let's take those three things and push them aside.
Remind us what those three are.
You got to do it.
Hmm.
You got to lead it to understand what the barriers are for the team to do it after you have done it. And then three, like what season are they in?
Hmm.
So we're gonna push those aside. And I'm gonna say like maybe you've done it and there's been communication that like there's not many barriers and that they want to do it, but the actions aren't aligning with it. So there's incongruency and you're still fighting and fighting and fighting. one thing that you can do for yourself is like, yes, help that team to the capacity that you can. Sometimes it's a transfer portal.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's demanding a trade. Sometimes it's still being with that quote unquote team
Hmm.
and lifting them up while you also surround yourself with other people that have aligned values
Yeah.
with yourself. And I love the mentorship model that every single one of us should have a mentor and
Hmm.
every single one of us should be a mentee.
Hmm.
Like we should be learning from people wiser than us, and then we should be helping people that want the wisdom that we currently have and are getting
Hmm.
from there. So you might be in a position that you are the mentor to this team. Make sure that you're also a mentee and surrounding yourself with the people that have already gotten to where you want to go and have similar values and actions and character that can help you and lift you up and make you feel like, dang, like these are my people,
Yeah.
and gives you that fuel so that you can then go help those other people.
Hmm. Yeah, I think of too, like, we don't know the exact details of what team and what people this is, but like in a work capacity, like maybe you need to leave that job or ask for a trade in the like a different position in the work. And there's a lot of hypotheticals there, but I do think that at the end of the day, having like-minded people in your life is so, so, so important.
Hmm.
And if you're not getting that filled, and then you're getting this situation as well, like that's really just, excuse me, that's really depleting of your spirit.
Hmm.
And yeah, I like feel for that because that's really challenging.
Yeah. Yeah. You got to be able to, one, if you're a winner, you can be confident but not ignorant,
Yeah.
right? And you can be confident and humble. It
Hmm.
doesn't have to be one or the other. Like you can be both, and the top performers have both of those things. So, you should never pretend like you have it all figured out.
Hmm.
And scroll through social media, and I guess a lot of people have it all figured out
Yeah.
from the confidence that they speak with
Yeah.
and things that are offered. But like, no one has it all figured out, and different things change, and you have to have the humility and not be ignorant or arrogant
Hmm.
to what the team needs and what's happening around you, but also that you need to continue learning as well
Hmm.
in this. So
Yeah, I
yeah.
agree.
Yeah. Any additions or questions? I think we covered it.
Yeah, I do. I want to add too. I'm thinking of people who maybe like a parent. I think we have an episode about this similar, but like a parent who's trying to like motivate their kid
Hmm.
through whatever. And I think what's really hard, I don't know this specific situation, but if it's like the person you're trying to motivate is a teenager or a young adult who like maybe they don't have their values figured out yet. Maybe they don't have the self-awareness of like the seasons and things like that. Um, what tip do you think you would provide for someone who is struggling more with like that side of thing, like trying to motivate more like a teenager or young adult who maybe they're saying that they want it, but then they're not actually like they're saying they want to win, but then they're showing that they want to chill.
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Do you have any tips on that?
Yes.
Or do you think that's a whole nother episode? Come back again? Just
Well,
kidding.
it could be a whole nother episode, but if I had to summarize it, I would say, are you seeking answers or are you seeking understanding?
Hmm.
And those are different from each other, right? Because I just remember working with teenage athletes, and the conversations they would have with me were very different than what they were having with their parents. And I remember my eyes being open to that. And it was partly because I was seeking understanding because I'm a neutral party,
Yeah. Hmm.
right? So they can like open up to me and feel safe to do so. With their parents, it's like, let's say they're playing like travel soccer or basketball or baseball, whatever the sport may be, softball, it's like they might be burning out, but they feel bad to say so because the amount of resources that you've dumped into it.
Yeah.
And they might feel this pressure that they don't want to upset you.
Mm-hmm.
Or, and you're like, oh, well, they can always come to me with that. Like, yeah, but kids see,
Mm-hmm.
they see all that's going into it. They see that you worked the whole week or kept the house the whole week and now you're driving on the weekends
Mm-hmm.
and you're tired and like the kids see that and they like I think they struggle to communicate that they see it,
Yeah.
but they don't want to hurt their parent that's doing all these things for them.
Well, not only do they see it, but they're also living it too.
Yeah.
And that can create such a stress for a
Mhm.
kid. And maybe chill is the best thing for them
Yeah.
because of the stress that they're feeling. And if they didn't chill, they might get injured or
Yeah.
something like that. Like, I think parents forget that, like, their kids are taking on the stress as well. Like, if you are acting, like, as a parent, if you are responding to the stress in your life in a not healthy way, and your kids are feeling the stress in an unhealthy way, they're taking that on. I
Yeah.
don't care if they're 7 years old. I don't care if they're 17 years old. Like, they are also taking on that stress. And I think that parents do all this stuff and they think that they're hiding the stress. And they're probably not.
Yeah.
No offense, parents. I'm not a parent. I
Yeah.
don't know, but I'm just speaking from what I've seen.
Yeah. And sometimes it seems as simple as you said you wanted the thing, I gave you the thing. Why are you not happy?
Yeah.
And
It's
sometimes
not that black and white.
it's not that black and white. It's like, no, I wanted that thing, but there's some like stuff happening within the team.
Mm-hmm.
Like I got made fun of at practice and it's not as fun as it used to be.
Yeah.
And like, oh, so like you still want to win and you still want to play. It's just you're just struggling with like mean girls
Mm-hmm.
or like mean boys,
Yeah.
So it's when you go in to seek just understanding and being appropriately vulnerable
Mm-hmm.
in that, then those conversations might start to open up.
Yeah.
They might not, but I think it's a good shot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great episode. I think that covers I do think that this is a dialogue that we could continue to have, but this is good for now.
Yeah.
If our listeners have any follow-up questions on this topic or anything like that, feel free to submit a question in the link in our show notes because we'd love to continue the dialogue if this was helpful.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Hope story time.
Sure.
Yeah. You got one this week for us?
Oh, yes, it is my week.
Yes.
I'm actually I'm excited, but I'm also shy in sharing this because we have been working with an athlete and it's a friend too.
Mhm.
Like it'd be hard to say that they aren't a friend, but
Yeah.
we've been working with a friend of ours. If you know anything about us, you know that most of our friends are in their 60s and 70s and it's great. And this friend is in their 70s and we've been training and you can speak more on the training, but we've been training this person for a few years now in sprinting
Mhm.
style events. So I had the amazing opportunity to race against this person as an opportunity to practice what it's like when you actually go next to a person
Mhm.
in the upcoming event that they had. And I'm not like super fast by any means, but I've been training like a little bit of sprinting. And I will say I am kind of working through a little quad pain, but I lost the race. And I say that with such like, oh man, I can't believe I lost, but also like, holy crap, this athlete, 71
Mhm.
years old, he's fast.
Oh yeah.
He is fast. And
Yeah.
I did my best. I will say I was a little sore and it was close. It wasn't like I was lost by like 35 seconds or anything crazy. It was a sprint. But yeah, I'm really like proud of this athlete.
Yeah.
I'm sad that I lost. I feel a little like dang it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like how awesome was that for that athlete? And they thought that I was like dogging it and I wasn't. I really wasn't. I was not.
Yeah.
So,
He shaved almost not a full second, but shaved time off just by having a person next to him in the lane.
yeah.
Because I measured the time and the speed when they went individually,
Mm-hmm.
and Brandy won that from a time
Yeah, I ran
standpoint.
faster in the individual
But when
one.
they got lane to lane, he found another gear
Yeah.
and
Wait, did my individual one be his second one?
yeah,
Dang it.
yeah,
So maybe I could have won.
but he got the win.
He got the win. And
And
in the race, he got the win.
in the race, he got the win. And it was an early morning. There's a double rainbow, which was really cool.
Super cool.
And the
He
raviolis.
had ravioli for dinner. And he was so happy that we were there. He said that even though he had the raviolis, that we were the best part of his day.
Yeah, and he is just an incredible inspiration
Mm-hmm.
to live the way in which he does.
Yeah.
And the inspiration that he's able to provide from what his body's able to do
Yeah.
as well. Like Braden asked the question.
Yes, Braden. Yep.
Braden, be like that guy.
Yeah, honestly.
Like that.
Yeah.
That's winning. Like incredible time, incredible sprinter, but in a like incredible athlete, but an even better human being.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, thank you for racing him because it provided really great competition
Yeah.
that was needed. And
I wish I won.
you know what they say too is that before you become a champion, you have to face the adversity of a loss.
Yeah.
So that just means that you're next up.
Maybe. Maybe when I'm 71. Maybe in the next training I'll get him.
Yeah. Well, thank you for listening and thank you for that question. Have a great week. And remember, high performance isn't just about using the strategy of hope, it's about becoming hope.
Thank you for listening to the Hope Not Nope podcast. Please subscribe and share this episode. This podcast is for educational and personal development purposes only and is not considered health or medical advice. For personalized support, connect with a Hope Coach at hopenotnope.org.